now on to our next film, which I do have to say a lot about, and that's Tim Burton's remake of Dumbo. Now, this was one of my most anticipated movies of the entire year. I think this was at number 6 in my top 10 list, but I think it was in number 6. Let me check it out real quick. I'm very, very sure this was in that list. But regardless, I'm not going to check it out right. But yeah, I was really excited for Dumbo because for a couple of reasons. One, it's Tim Burton. Tim Burton's one of my favorite directors. This guy can almost do no wrong, except for Planet of the Apes. Did not care for his remake of Planet of the Apes with Mark Wahlberg. Really did not like that movie. Hell, I will even defend this guy with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I think Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion. Yeah, I said it. People are going to hate me for that, but whatever. I love Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I'm just a really big fan of Tim Burton's work. I think he's a really creative director. And also another thing I really like are the Disney remakes. I know a lot of people hate them, but I thought Alice in Wonderland was really good. I thought Maleficent was decent, as well as what was that movie called? Cinderella. I thought that was decent. I thought Beauty and the Beast was great. Thought Jungle Book was fantastic. Loved Aladdin. I think The Lion King might be one of Disney's best movies ever. Like, it's almost on par with the original. I still think the original Lion King's a little bit better than the remake, but honestly, the remake of The Lion King, I think is vastly underrated. I think it's fantastic. And so, yeah, I was really excited to see Dumbo, and when I got Disney Plus and I watched Dumbo, wow. Wow, this is one of the biggest disappointments I've seen in a long time. Jesus Christ. Well, if you don't know what Dumbo's about, well, it's about, a little baby elephant is born with really big ears, and, he learns to fly, eventually. How do I describe this movie? Well, somehow, let me get into some positives first. The visual effects are pretty good. They do look pretty good, in my opinion. The production designing and the costume designing is really good. Danny Elfman's score can be pretty good, although it's not one of his best scores. But man, this movie was... Oh my... I did not like this movie at all. I really didn't. I wouldn't say it's quite terrible bad. It's not to that level. But that's not really a glowing endorsement. I did not like Dumbo. What did I not like about Dumbo? Well, for one, somehow this film manages to be too long and too short at the same time. Because this movie rushes through the entire story of the original Dumbo very quickly. And I mean very, very quickly. The Baby of Mine scene in Dumbo? The Baby of Mine scene? Which, when I actually watched the original Dumbo before on Disney Plus. That scene made me cry, the Baby of Mine scene. It's so good. The remake of Dumbo? Oh, I kid you not. The Baby of Mine scene in the remake of Dumbo happens before the 30-minute mark in a movie that's 2 hours long. What? I'm serious. They just rush through the original Dumbo like that. Now, maybe I wouldn't mind if, hey, this new story involving another circus could be interesting, right? No, it's not. It's really not. It just drags the movie down, and I don't care about these characters. That's another problem. These characters are so uninteresting. They are so uninteresting. They aren't likable. Not to say that they are jerks or whatever. Okay, well, there's the Michael Keaton character, but he's the villain. But it's I don't care about these characters. I don't know what it is, but they have no personality. For example, let's talk about what is it? Colin Farrell, the main star of this movie. Oh my god. It felt like he was sleepwalking through this film. like it's like I don't know if he was phoning it in or if that was what the character needed, but good God, I did not give a shit about this character. Even though there's every reason for you to give a shit about him. I just, oh my, and like, I just don't know what it was about Colin Farrell in this movie, but for some reason, like, and look, Colin Farrell's a great actor. He's really, really good. Like, he was fantastic in Saving Mr. Banks, and I'm excited for him to be the Penguin in the upcoming Batman movie that's coming in 2021. But I don't know what happened with him and Dumbo. Like, this, like, he's so boring in this movie. Danny DeVito's fine. Like, he's Danny DeVito. It's nothing remarkable, but, you know, he was decent in this film. The kids in this movie, oh my God, I could not, again, if you want to talk about characters with no personality, I don't know what I can tell you from these two characters. Which is strange, because I think the girl is actually Thandie Newton's daughter, so I'm like, how did this happen? Like, Thandie Newton's a really good actress. But yeah, the kids are so boring. I keep forgetting that there was actually a son in this movie, like the little kid, like the girl's brother. Yeah, I keep forgetting that he was actually in the film. They're like, I'm telling you, they are so forgettable. I couldn't tell you their names. I couldn't tell you anything they said. I couldn't tell you anything they did. They're just boring. And let's talk about Michael Keaton in this movie, because good God. Oh my God. And look, I love Michael Keaton as an actor. He's really, really good. He was fantastic in Birdman. But he was so miscast in this film. Like, his character in this movie is honestly someone that Johnny Depp would play. And that's not a knock on Johnny Depp. No, it's not. Because, like, Johnny Depp's a really good actor. But I feel like this role that Michael Keaton plays would fit Johnny Depp way more than Michael Keaton. But because, like, when he's doing his bad guy things, then when you look at the weird faces he makes, it's like, dude, this is, again, it's so clear that Johnny Depp would have played this kind of character. It's so clear of that, but man, oh God. So yeah, I really didn't care for Michael Keaton in this movie. Again, I feel like he was very miscast. Eva Green, I keep forgetting that she's in the movie. She's, like, again, she's boring. That's really what the movie really is. It's just boring and forgettable. There's just nothing there. Like, oh God. Which kind of just goes to my point that, you know, like, with the Lion King, like, yeah, the characters didn't emote all that much, because they're realistic animals. But how do I describe it? But what the Lion King did have was that it cast really talented actors like Donald Glover and Seth Rogen and Billy Eichner and John Oliver and Chiwetel Ejiofor. They cast really great actors in these roles, and like, you know, and Jon Favreau really rained on them to make sure they would perform well. And plus, I mean, even though the new Lion King is almost shot for shot like the original, well, probably more so line for line, like, you know, yeah, it's a lot of the same, but the narrative is still really, really good. And there's also the animals' body language, the music and whatnot. Now, I'm not saying the actors in Dumbo aren't talented, well, maybe except for the two kids, but this direction from Tim Burton is so, I don't know, I honestly don't know what happened with Dumbo. I don't know if it's the direction, I don't know if it's the writing, but Jesus Christ, I just don't care about anybody in this movie. And that's a damn shame, because Dumbo, I think, is one of Disney's best films. It's so good. The original Dumbo is so good. But man, this movie is just so dull. It does not have a strong narrative. The acting is flat almost across the board. I mean, again, Danny DeVito notwithstanding. Again, but even then, it's nothing remarkable. It's just, hey, it's Danny DeVito. But, like, none of the acting is that spectacular. It's just a very dull movie. And, Yeah, for me, this is easily the worst Disney remake I've seen. I haven't seen Pete's Dragon. I haven't seen that. But if anybody, whenever I get into a debate on somebody about Disney remakes and how I defend them, I will give them Dumbo. Because I just really did not like Dumbo. Is this going to make my worst movies of the year list? No, not really. But this is definitely going to end up being one of the most disappointing movies I've seen all year. Because this movie, man, this is a very big letdown. Not only from a Disney remake perspective, but from a Tim Burton perspective. Like, because Tim Burton has done so much better than this. Now, granted, I still think Planet of the Apes is worse than Dumbo, but yeah, I did not like Dumbo at all. Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. If you want to watch it, watch it. I don't recommend it, but yeah, there's that.